Welcome to another episode of Halftime Adjustments. Eddie Arnell, G Witt.
Tighten up, baby. Tighten up.
Week 12's in the books, bro.
Week 12's in the books, baby.
And shall we say offensive explosion?
I think it was an offensive avalanche, man. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy, man. But the thing about it, the last two games, you realize it's something kind of, we're not used to seeing from the Titans. A lot of big plays, man.
A lot of big play potential. We'll talk more about that this minute. But 42 points, man. It's been a while since we've seen that many points put up in this stadium.
Man, let's be honest about it. For us, it felt kind of weird, having a game where we wasn't sitting on the edge of our seat waiting, But
consider the last few weeks. Yeah,
right? Consider the last few weeks, the last few home games, man. You're on the edge of your seat. But this one, they took control of it, especially in the third quarter. Defensively, I thought we played pretty well. Offensively, we played good the whole time on offense. Just made some mistakes that cost us.
Some mental mistakes. You're right. Mental mistakes. Taylor Warren goes out. Tannehill gets hit, strip sack.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that in a minute. But those are some of the things that you mentioned as far as the mistakes being made to kill drives.
Right.
But again, you gotta like the effort that the team came out with after the bye week.
Absolutely.
You can tell they were really focused.
Yeah, no, they wanted, man. I had to give them credit. I thought, just to name a few, Dory Jackson played probably one of the best games he's played in a long time.
I thought so too. And I'm gonna tell you something else I noticed. The tackling was great.
It was better. First half, it was a little suspect on a few of them, but for the most part, overall, especially in the third quarter, man, they were tackling well.
Because on those quick hitch routes, those wide receiver screens, you got to make those.
And the thing I liked what I saw on those plays was that not only did they make the tackle, the thing was they read and just acted. They didn't just wait for the guy to turn around and make the play. When they saw the ball going that way, they went out. They automatically went in there and made the tackle, beat the block, did really well.
Right. So let's get into it, Grove, and talk about this huge win for the Titans, 42-20, the first division win of the year. 1 and 2, and then so tied for second with the Colts as far as overall records. Of course, we know we don't have any tiebreakers right now.
Right.
But the season is set up.
Well, it's like what we said last week.
Control their own destiny.
Every game from here on out is a playoff game.
It's a playoff game.
Exactly and like we said last week, it's win or go home. The bottom line. That's what. And if they're not looking at it that way, then they're in the wrong business, because that's the way you have to look at it. It's either win or go home.
You're exactly right, and there's no time for error.
No.
You got to be on top of your game.
You got to come play. And today, like you said, today we had a few mistakes, but overall it was a good game.
Drive killers.
Yeah,
that's all I like to call it. But anyway, so let's look at some things. So I wanted to see if Arthur Smith is going to change up some things coming out of the bye week, and he looked like he did for the most part.
Hey, I would say this overall. Arthur Smith actually called a really good game.
He did. You got to give him his credit.
I thought he actually understanding what Jacksonville wanted to do and used that against them. A lot of those, we saw more bootlegs in this game than we've seen all year.
You noticed though, because they were playing 10, 11.
They were playing 9 people in the box.
Daring the ball to be thrown.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Daring the ball to be thrown. A lot of drag routes coming across the middle. When he rolled out, the options for him to pass or run were just staring him in the face, and he made good decisions.
Yeah. The second thing I want to see was the offense going to have a fast start? In the last few weeks, we've seen the offense kind of, not get slow, not start slow, but, we wanted to see them attack early and get the ball moving down the field. Like you said, for the most part, they did that. They just had some drive killers, some issues that kill drives, right?
Absolutely.
And so the third thing was defensive pressure on Nick Foles. We're going to let him sit back there all day in the pocket. He's not real mobile anymore like he used to be. He wasn't really a big-time mobile quarterback, but he could maneuver in the pocket. I want to see if they're going to get out there a little bit.
Well, I think they did. That was one thing I did notice. They were attacking. Again, sometimes I just, like I said, I always yield to him because he knows more than I do, but I still question sometimes Dean Pease and some of the play calls he makes as far as formations for defense, especially on the long on like third and longs and everything. I still question that, but
Yeah.
I thought this game right here, the defense actually played better, especially against a weaker offensive line. I thought they really played good. I mean, next week is going to be a whole different ball game because you're going against what is considered to be the best offensive line in the league.
Correct.
So with the Colts, but tonight definitely they did take some advantage of the weakness of Jacksonville's offensive line.
And the last thing, what you've been saying all year long,
We've been saying it for 2 years, man.
feed the beast. And they fed the beast.
The beast.
Even though he just had 19 carries, but man, they were effective 19 carries, right?
And let's just be honest about it.
8.4 yards a carry.
Let's just be honest about it, man. Jacksonville's tired of him, man.
They're
tired of him,
they
man.
gotta be.
I mean, the man, he did it to him again.
He did it to him again. 74 yards.
I mean, as soon as he got through, we were like, that's it, he's gone. But here's the thing I will say, too. I'll give kudos to the coaching staff of the Titans because we probably, as far as our team is concerned, this is the best blocking receiving core we've ever had. These guys, when they see somebody coming through, it don't matter who it is, somebody on the long run, these guys turn and make blocks, man. Corey Davis was making good blocks. AJ Brown.
AJ Brown, yeah.
They're doing it to a point to where it's so effective and it's catching people off guard, and it's what's helping those long runs happen.
Well, so that was the issue with Rashad Matthews, right? He didn't want to block. He had an issue with blocking. You saw what that got.
Yeah.
Right. So you got guys on the team that want to block. They want to do whatever it takes to win.
That's
him
right.
complaining about not getting the ball and so on and so forth. But they're block. Speaking of Corey Davis, that was a great block he had on AJ Brown's crossing route.
Oh, absolutely.
That sprung him loose, which he looked like he was gonna get tackled. Remember, he got more speed and
he's
deceptively fast, right?
Yeah, to be as big as he is, that's two guys on this team that are huge and deceptively fast, man.
Yeah.
It's really. Again, today I thought overall, as far as a team game goes, it was probably overall just a good team win. Everybody contributed. And coaching staff, offense, defense, special teams. I was impressed with Suckup not kicking the ball deep, but the kick coverage on both kickoffs and punts was actually pretty good.
Special teams played really well today.
Yeah.
Kern again does a masterful job of flipping the field and putting Jacksonville inside their own 10.
Yeah, on the first punt, man, that was a great punt, man. And great special teams play to get down there and catch the ball on the 6-yard line.
That's right. That's what you want to do when you got a team that's struggling like Jacksonville. You want to make that offense drive 90+ yards.
Right.
To try to get in that end zone and see if they can do it without making a mistake.
Yeah, and again, like I said, like we was talking about with the running game and everything, you saw Jacksonville. You know they were going to load up the box to stop the run. That's what they did back in September.
Right.
You knew they were going to do it again. And for the most part, at the beginning, it was a bit of a struggle, but you started to see those creases, offensive line wise, as far as run blocking was concerned, was pretty good. It was just good to watch. Think about it like this. Jacksonville had 9 sacks in September.
That's right.
They had one.
One today.
Yeah. Now, it was a strip sack.
It was a strip sack.
But it was against a speed rusher against Dennis Kelly, so, that was a weakness. And also, you could tell that Tannehill did not feel the rush. He thought the rush was gone past him. So
the question is, though, if Kelly struggles with the speed rusher, Lewan comes out, why not help him on that?
Well, and I'm not sure. I can't say.
Yeah.
And really, my other question, and you being the official for this one, I know Lewan had to go out because of the injury. I thought, because they let the quarter in, he could come back in, so he had to stay out for one play. All right, so that explains that.
Lucky guess.
Yeah.
so the first quarter, back and forth is like counter punch and punch, right? Haymaker counter punch. Who was gonna fall first? Who's gonna land the big shot? And like you said, they had some good drives. And for instance, the strip sack ended the drive. That was a great drive.
It was a great drive. We was in first and goal from the 10.
That's right. Inside the 10, first and goal from the 9. And unfortunate fumble. But then the defense comes back and makes a good stand,
Good
gets the
stand.
ball back,
Right.
and then we put together a long drive, 73 yards, and Tannehill has a scramble for 21 yards and touchdown.
Yeah.
And on the drive, you got to give Arthur Smith his credit again. He mixed up the play call.
Yeah.
You saw some bootleg, you saw some play action.
Yeah,
you
saw a
saw
lot.
some good run blocking.
A good run block. And then again, the thing, like I said, I enjoyed more the screens. The screens were working today. The thing I enjoyed the most was the fact that you saw him, like you said, mix the plays up and really get Tannehill to the outside to where he got away from the pressure
Right.
and was able to make decisions on the run and gave him plenty of options. Because there was a couple of times he had room to run, but he chose to throw. And again, on the touchdown, he there was no one open. He took off running. He just made a good run, man. You don't want to see him jumping over people, landing on his back and everything.
No.
But and don't get me wrong, but that's a ball player for you. He saw the end zone. He was smelling grass. He's like, I got to go for it.
I actually think it might have did us some good to jump because he's about to get lit up by a
Yeah,
linebacker and a
yeah.
safety. So
Yeah,
so-
it saved him from getting clocked. That's for sure.
Right.
And he actually dished out some punishment because when he jumped, his knee caught the guy in the head, so he had to lay out for a while.
And so the Titans go down, they go up 7-0, the Jags come back, they have a drive finally, and Lambeau hits a 49-yard field goal, makes it 7-3. And then Tannehill, man, he makes a great throw with those Corey Davis. If he connects that might be a touchdown.
No, that was a touchdown. I'm gonna be honest with you. He had him, and really, it was just like you said, it was just an overthrow.
Yeah.
It was an overthrow. But the bottom line was he had him. Corey Davis had his man beat. He just overthrew him, and give Corey Davis his credit. He laid out to try to get it. And that's what you want to see.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. Yeah, it was an overthrow, but lay out trying to get the ball because you never know. You never know what might happen.
That's right. And so, he missed it, had to punt, and somebody mentioned Deion Lewis. Deion Lewis actually, this might be his best game.
This was his best game
since he's been in Tennessee.
This was his best game. And I'm gonna put it like this: this was his best game for this season.
Yeah.
Because the bottom line was the screen was effective with him.
Right.
And his blocking was good. So yeah, this was his best game. I mean, he didn't play a whole lot. They didn't, and the thing you like about it, they weren't worried about trying to feature him.
Right.
He got in, he played, he did his job, he came on off to the sideline, which is what you want to see from him.
Right. So the game goes to halftime. The Titans up 7-3, and for the most part, like you said, it's a defensive battle. There have been some mistakes by the offense that killed some drives. And so you got to feel pretty good going in the half, right?
Well, the thing you felt good and you felt kind of concerned as well, because if you think about it overall, you basically were able to move the ball up and down the field, but you had no points to show for it. You only had 7,
Right.
And so you're tight 7-3. The good thing about it is we get the ball first. The worry you always have is generally when we come out in the third quarter, we don't do as well. So, needless to say, that was a concern. So you get in the third quarter, you come out, and lo and behold, they took the ball right down the field, man.
And rather quickly, too.
And rather quickly.
A minute and 47 seconds, and Dennis Kelly catches a touchdown pass. Here's an interesting stat, though, which I didn't know. The 10th different player to catch a TD pass on the team. Second behind San Francisco in the NFL.
Really?
So 10 different folks have caught a touchdown pass
Wow,
this season,
okay.
which is you think about it, pretty impressive
That's
stat.
an impressive
Consider the
stat.
receiver coach
Yeah,
guy, right?
exactly
And
right.
now we have the only 2 offensive linemen in the NFL, or had one. Quisenberry's not.
Yeah, Quisenberry's not, but still,
Yeah.
we're on a team with 2 offensive linemen catching touchdown passes, and which was I had to give our boy his credit, man. He spun the ball very well. He took them big miss and put a big spin on that one. But the thing you like, that was a good play call.
It was.
Because again, that's Arthur Smith using what the defense wanted to do against them, because he knew they were lining up to stop Derrick Henry.
Right.
Play action, come back. Dennis Kelly comes right in the open, boom, wide
caught
open.
the ball.
Caught the ball.
So-
But, he was a former tight end at Purdue and everything.
That's
Became
right.
an offensive lineman. So, hey, look, you like what you saw out of that play, man. It was a good play call.
So then the Jazz get the ball and they come back and they punt the ball after.
And that was key.
That was key.
Because
A
the
stop.
defense came out and got a 3 and out.
That's right. That's
I mean,
exactly
that,
right.
That was huge.
That was a huge-
And you get the offense the ball back because you're already up 14-3
With some momentum.
with some momentum.
Yeah.
And the offense gets the ball
Yeah.
back. And then
And what do we see? Deja vu.
Deja vu.
74 yards. The beast broke at least 2 tackles at the beginning
Man.
and gave a stiff arm or 2.
I know that guy was like, man, I'm on the highlight reel again.
Again.
But
Man.
you know, I have to be honest with you, man. You know, as soon as he got through the linebacker Kroger in the second, and he's in the second down, like, oh, that's 6, man.
Yeah.
You didn't grab his legs or anything. I'm like, the best you could hope for is knock him out of bounds, and he was stiff arming the guy tightrope in the sideline.
That's exactly right. Feed the beast, 74 yards. Look, if the Titans do not sign Derrick Henry back,
it's
something is seriously wrong.
Seriously wrong, and I really, like I said, a lot of it to me, in all honesty, is going to depend on Derrick Henry wanting to come back.
That's right.
That's really what it's going to depend on. You don't know what his agent, what they're discussing or anything like that, but a lot of it's going to be whether or not he truly wants to come back.
Right.
Right now, you got to give him his props. I think he went over 1,000 yards for the season today.
He should have because he had 832 coming in. He's close.
He's close.
Yeah.
He's close. So
he's at 952.
Yeah.
Now.
So you think about it from that standpoint, he actually is doing pretty good and running the ball well, consistently. I mean, he averaged 8.4 yards a carry.
8.4 yards a carry.
I mean, like you said, you're gonna need him down the end of the road, and they are using him. And again, you gotta like what Arthur Smith did. He used Derrick Henry against the Jags defense, and because those bootlegs, man, you can see the whole. It's like 11 guys just went wherever Derrick Henry went because they were so worried about him breaking one. So
the scoring out the onslaught begins. So, the kickoff. And then Darren Bates with the hit and the recovery.
And then who scores
Feed
again?
the Beast again.
Feed the Beast again.
So
6
he got
yards.
3 touchdowns in a matter of a minute or so. And man, the floodgate is open.
Oh man, it was just like it was unbelievable when you saw because when we scored the first touchdown, and we get the 3 and out, and then when he runs, I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, we hadn't gone 5 minutes in the quarter yet. What's going on? Right. And then, we kick off and he fumbles the ball and we recover and then boom, we score again. Like 21 points in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's unheard of.
That's unheard of. And so, anyway, so the Jazz get the ball back again. The defense. Another 3 and out. We do answer comments that are related to the show. But anyway, so another 3 and out, which is huge. Yeah. The momentum is going. It's the snowball now, right?
Right.
It's just snowball.
Right.
And so again, here you go. Another big play for this offense. AJ Brown across the middle on the crossing route.
It was a crossing route. Again, a bootleg.
Right.
Crossing route. He comes across. Tannehill hits him in stride. He breaks one tackle, and that's when you see Corey Davis make that great block.
A great block.
So, it was just interesting. Like I said, that's what you like about this offense, especially the receiving core, because they all block, and which is really important for those long runs, those big plays that they have. So, yeah, A.J. Brown did a great job, man, and I thought he followed through, deceptively fast, man, to be as big as he is.
You're right, but Tannehill does have more TDs and Marcus, and you can just tell the difference. He's getting rid of the football. He's being decisive on his decision making.
Yeah,
and it's making the offense work.
And that's the thing about it, and everybody's noticing that too because you just watch it; it's flowing. It is actually flowing. So you just see things coming around. I mean, we were sitting there, wondering about when was Corey Davis going to get involved, and they got him involved really quick.
Right.
So you saw Adam Humphries key third down catches, man.
Very
third.
Key.
Like I said, no, it wasn't no big plays out of him, but they were key plays because he kept drives alive.
That's right.
So
exactly.
and like you said, man, it's just great to see an offense clicking like that. Something we don't get to see too often at Nissan Stadium.
Dion, I agree, man. It was beautiful. It would make a tear eye to see that offense the way it's right now. We hadn't seen anything like that, so it's very good to see that. And with the defense playing as well as it has been playing, we've been getting up some yardage, which again I don't take.
A lot of those are garbage yards.
Right, these were garbage yards today. Yeah. But when it comes down to making a play, the defense making a play. We've been saying all year long, this offense can put up 21 points.
You got a good chance to win the game.
You got a good chance to win the game. Right. And I agree, Dion, it's a great thing to see with all these weapons we've been saying since the beginning of the offseason and coming into this season.
What we said after the draft,
That's
man,
right.
to be honest with you, when we looked at this receiving core, we said, this could be a dangerous thing. It took a while for it to come together.
It took a while for a lot of reasons. Quarterback being one, offensive line being another.
Yeah,
and now it's all come together.
But you see some things happening, man. I mean, I know a lot of people were probably worried about how Nate Davis was going to perform, but he actually seems to be playing better.
He is playing real good right now.
Sappho's
playing better.
Playing a lot better.
So he got a block in the back.
Yeah, but I mean, and it was unnecessary. He didn't have to do it, but the bottom line is they're playing a lot better, man.
Right.
It was just good to see. And as we said last week, Jack Conklin once again playing strong. Protecting the quarterback, run blocking, and everything. So you're seeing some things finally starting to come together.
Right, and it's just good to watch. It's good to see. And another thing that is good to see is Arthur Smith is finally getting into a rhythm.
Yeah,
calling these plays for this offense. We had some questionable games, but it seems like here the last few weeks he's been calling the right.
He's been making some good play calls. And the thing you really liked tonight, in all honesty, was the fact that the offense stayed aggressive.
That's right.
Even when they went up 35-3. They stayed aggressive with the play calling. Yeah, they started running the ball a little bit more, trying to get Derrick Henry to run the ball, but they were still running the bootleg. They were still running, throwing passes, trying to get first downs and everything, which is what you want to see from the offense. You don't want the offense, because used to be back in the day, and those of us who are longtime Titans fans, we know. We get up like that, we're not throwing the ball anymore. We're just running.
We're going to
run the clock out. But you like the fact that Arthur Smith and Vrabel, they made the decision that they were going to stay aggressive. They was going to keep the gas, the gas on. They're going to keep the pedal to the metal and keep moving the ball and eating up clock on their own. And they got to the point, like I said, even when they got close to down, when Jacksonville got to score down to 18 points, the deficit rather, to go back down the field and score a touchdown was huge.
It was real huge. And so, Jabbar, you're right. I agree, man. The offensive line is starting to gel. You see it this week. It was a great job. I don't care, how many players Jacksonville has lost off this defense. They're still a tough defense. They still got Calais Campbell and Josh Allen and I can't pronounce the other guy's name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the one who got the strip sack.
Yeah, got strip sack. And so these guys are still tough up front. And again, Deion, you're right. Tannehill is making a case to be re-signed here.
We're going to have to. The one thing about this, what these last few games have shown us, is going to be interesting to see what John Robinson does.
Yeah,
because
a lot of big decisions.
A lot of big decisions to make. Even though he's probably going to draft a quarterback. The thing is, you're going to need a veteran to be here, at least to try to groom him for at least a couple of years. So having. I think I'm like you, Deion. I think Tannehill probably will be re-signed. It's just a lot of it's just going to depend on players wanting to come back here.
Right.
And that's going to be the whole key. Do they want to stick with what is happening here?
What's going to be left in the cupboard after this offseason?
Yeah,
it's going to be real key.
Because it's going to be real key. I mean, you think about it, because we got to sign Jack Conklin back.
Yeah.
We got to sign Derrick Henry back.
Yeah.
Like you said, more than likely Ryan Tannehill's got to come back.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of things, because you're going to lose some players on defense as well. I mean, Logan Ryan is at the end of his contract. Wesley Williams at the end of his contract. So what are you going to do with those and everything? How are you going to make those maneuvers and all that? And a lot of it's just going to depend, really, in all honesty, on if these players want to come back here to Tennessee.
Guys, thank you again for joining us for another episode of Halftime Adjustments. Eddie Arnell, G. Witt.
Tighten up.
Titans go up and win 42-20 to go to 6-5 on the year.
Yeah.
A big division win and to keep their playoff hopes alive. And so, the Jaguars, here's something I want to talk about, girl, because I was really confused, I'm going to say it that way, about this defense we were playing after we got up 35-3. Why call off the dogs on the deep? Now, I understand I want to give a big play.
No, I'm right there. I'm right there with you because, my whole thing is like, the offense had not taken their foot off the gas. So I'm like, I want to see the defense keep putting the pressure on them because the bottom line was, what you had were the Jaguars in desperation mode.
That's right.
I mean, they pretty much, for almost lack of a better term, they pretty much had to almost abandon the run completely.
Yeah.
Because of time factor. I mean, you're down 35-3. You can't afford to keep running the ball. You got to play catch up. They went hurry up. We couldn't come out of our couldn't sub or anything because they kept it going. But the bottom line was, I think. You missed a lot of pressure on the quarterback. We let a lot of things. We played in the soft, deep zone, and we were giving up. We were giving up way too many third and longs.
Way
That's
too
the
many
thing.
third and longs.
That's the thing that was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
We were giving up the third and longs, and they were just, I'm like, get off the field on third and long.
Getting off the field on third.
That's why the
right.
number, when you look at the stats, the number of plays they ran compared to the number of plays we ran is skewed because we played that soft zone and we were allowing them to convert those third and longs.
Right, and I just don't understand why he decided to pull the defense off as he did. But 7-8 plays for the Jags to 52 for the Titans.
Yeah.
Like you said, the numbers are skewed. They really don't tell the story. This game wasn't close.
No.
But the final score is closer than what it was.
It's the same thing like when you look at time of possession. I mean, Jaguars killed us on time of possession, but I mean, like you said, we scored 28 points in really inside of 9 minutes in the third quarter.
Right.
I mean, again, it was just an avalanche and everything. And you're right, Jabbar. Landry, that sack he had in the first half, that was a thing of beauty. I mean, the move he put on Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just pretty. And got to the quarterback and had him down, so that was it. Great. I mean, it was just a great move. I had to give his props.
It was. You got to give it to him, man. He's got 8 on the year, and he's really coming to his own.
Yeah.
He's becoming a known name, and he's going to be a great pass rusher if he continues to progress in this move, like you
Absolutely.
said. So 4 touchdowns in the third quarter. That's the most in history for this franchise in one quarter, which is an amazing. Like you said, we've never seen that before.
No.
Since they've been here as the Titans, and so it was amazing. 248 yards in the third quarter, man. It was just a huge output. I mean, it was fun to see. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah.
And man, and I said somebody was on here earlier, and I think the comment was if Tannehill would have played early in the season,
that's no tell.
it's no tell.
There's no tell. There's no tell.
So that's the difference in between the two or three wins versus
true.
the right.
This is true.
And so
I mean, it's just no telling about how the season would have gone, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
The bottom line is right now we're in this situation,
That's right.
And again, it doesn't change anything.
You gotta play
Still,
ball.
every game is a playoff game. You cannot. You cannot rest on your laurels. You can't.
No, you can't.
Really, and you can't enjoy. Even though you had a big win, you really can't enjoy the big win.
No, I agree with
because you have to get ready for the next game. Because again, we're going against our nemesis.
The Colts.
We may be the Jaguars' nemesis, but the Colts are ours.
That's right.
And we got to exercise those demons.
We got to exercise those demons.
And we got to exercise those demons at their house.
That's right.
So, and we got to go against, and don't get it twisted, their defense is excellent also.
That's right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how we play. And granted, this is the first time we've had Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to see how he's going to play against them and everything. If he can, then the key for us again is going to be can we have sustained drives?
Right.
That's going to be our key.
Good question, Octavius. And I do believe we beat Buffalo and Indy in both of those games. You think about it, we missed a lot of field goals against Buffalo. Could not move the ball. Gave up some sacks.
Yep.
And against Indy, we just couldn't convert on plays.
And
so
don't even bring up the Indy game.
And so, yes, I think we do win those 2 games.
Don't bring up the Indy game, man.
And we're 8-3, like Darius said.
Please, I'm feeling good tonight. Don't bring up the Indy game, man, because that one just that one just drove me nuts, man. But still, the bottom line is, I mean, it would have happened, but as old saying goes, woulda, shoulda, coulda, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. It is what it is.
It is what it is. We're 6
we got to run the tape.
We're 6-5.
That's right.
We got another playoff game coming up next week.
And you can't really, if you think about it, you want to be in a position like this where you control your own destiny. You don't depend on the other teams.
Exactly.
Hey man, they need to beat them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so,
we're in control.
That's right.
We can, and as old saying goes, you can only control what you can do.
No control what you can do.
And so this is everything is in our hands. We just got to go out there and take it. Next week is going to be a bigger challenge.
Yep.
I was again surprised tonight about how everything went, considering the fact that how they.
That's right, Butcher. You're right. He did spike it on third. That's and then he knows how to AJ Brown.
Look. Quit bringing up that game,
no,
please.
Man, they were asking, though.
I know, man. But
we just got accused of not answering no comments.
I understand. But you don't want to bring up that game.
Yeah.
Okay. I said all I had to say about that game at that time. Okay, so we're not talking about that game anymore.
That's right, Deion. Do your own work, play.
Plain and simple.
That's right. Do your job.
Do your job. Get
man.
out there and play, because the bottom line is, if we go out and we win this game, it's on, because we got Oakland next, then we got Houston.
2 out of 3 weeks.
2 out of 3 weeks. So again, we control our own
One game
destiny.
at a time.
One game at a time.
Every
That's all we
game
care
is a
about.
playoff game.
You know,
and
we got a big win tonight, which was important.
on to the next one.
On to the next
This one's
one.
over.
And again, we're happy for it. Like I said, we get to see some things we hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a scoring avalanche in the third quarter. I mean, and for us fans who put it like this, for the fans who've been there for the past 3 home games, tonight was a sigh of relief, man.
You ain't had to take no stroke medicine when you came out here, did
Man, we're tired for a good reason because we've been cheering the whole game. We're not tired because our hearts are just about to fall out of our chest because we don't know we're going to make this last play or not. So, tonight was a breath of fresh air for the fans and everything. And here's the other good thing about it, too. True enough, it was a home game for the team because there were not a lot of Jag fans there. It was mostly Titans fans, and they were good. And you're right, Jabbar.
Good point,
LaJuan
Jabbar.
had a good game.
Point. That was
had a
great
good
point.
game.
Yeah, he had to really do some soul searching.
I'm sure he did.
Because
he
wasn't playing good.
Well,
Yeah.
let's be honest about it. As much as players talking about they don't hear the comments in the newspaper
Yeah.
and on the radio, they hear the comments.
Oh, they
and
definitely
and he knows.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Vrabel's had a conversation with him and everything. So, and they were trying to poke the bear. I mean, the guy gave him an elbow to the ribs.
Campbell hit him late.
Late, and the team had to go get him, and he played under control tonight. You had to give him his credit.
64 played good.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Nate Davis played
had a great. Might be his best game of his early career.
Well, and again, what you're watching about these guys, though, a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're run blocking so well.
That's exactly right.
I mean, him, Sappho, who were the weak parts early in the season, their run blocking has improved, and you see it with these holes because Derrick Henry was getting. I mean, after the first couple of times where they was actually stuffing him for 1 yard, all of a sudden you start seeing 5 yards. All of a sudden you start seeing 10 yards, 11 yards,
Right.
and then of course the big one was well blocked.
Right.
And he just took it on to the house.
And what I think that happens for the offensive line, they get into that rhythm. They get that lather. They start getting, the flow of the game by run blocking, and then it just carries over to the pass blocking, right? Because they're in the rhythm now. They're moving the ball. They're getting excited because they're getting these chunk plays on the ground.
And on top of that, you think about it like this: with the play calling that Arthur Smith was doing, it took a lot of pressure off of them. As far as having to sustain blocks for a long time.
That's right.
And also the fact that Tannehill gets the ball out a lot quicker.
That's right.
Helps out.
That helps out
because they don't have to sustain the blocks for 4 and 5 seconds.
That's right.
And again, because the bottom line is, as we always say in the NFL, if you get 3 seconds to throw the ball, that's a lifetime.
That's a lifetime.
That's a lifetime.
And if you get the ball in there to your receiver, and you better get it in.
You better get it in
the
there.
windows are tight.
Yeah, real tight. So the bottom line is, Tannehill is throwing the ball well. Again, we're going to find out next week on how everything goes.
Yeah.
But, he threw the ball well tonight. And Arthur Smith called a great game.
Courtney, you're right, man. The O-line is no better time to start gelling for the whole team.
Yeah,
for the whole team, but
absolutely.
especially the offensive line when they struggle so much early in the season.
Yeah,
great point.
And again, the sustained drives. You
Drive.
cannot get past that. That one, they took advantage of the weaknesses of the defense that they were playing against.
Yep.
Both Kansas City and Jacksonville are weak against the run. Again, Jacksonville, knowing what Derrick Henry did to them last year, you saw what they did in September. How they stacked the box to make sure he wasn't going to be effective.
Right.
You knew after the past couple of games they've had where they've been boat race as far as running the ball is concerned, you knew they were going to stack the box, but they didn't want Derrick Henry to get away from them. And the bottom line is, when you put 8, 9 men in the box, 10 men in the box, and you still got a guy break one for 74 yards, that's disheartening.
That's demoralizing.
Exactly. Because all of a sudden you're like, what are we gonna do?
How are we gonna stop these guys?
How are we gonna stop these guys? I mean, and all of a sudden once he gets going, and you saw it, with the exception of the fumble, which was just a good strip.
Yeah.
He was running that pill, man.
I don't know. That's a good question, Courtney. I don't know if we're playing better because Malcolm Butler was actually having a pretty good season. I think.
Well,
I
think the thing what you're starting to see, in all honesty, is that you see a team that's a secondary that you got figured. Adoree Jackson's in there.
Yeah.
LaShawn Simmons in there, and you
Logan
see
Ryan.
them and Logan Ryan there, but you see guys actually playing with a little bit more confidence. They had some good long throws that Jacksonville did, and you saw DBs actually turning around to make plays on the ball.
That's right.
So
Very good job.
and that was a very good job. So I was like that. You know, and you're great. You're right, Octavius. You know, we're a great team when we don't play conservative.
That's exactly.
We got to be aggressive. Absolutely.
That's exactly right. So after I'm gonna call them garbage touchdown because that's what they were. Fournette scores twice on garbage time, and you know, like you said, Henry fumbled. Then what I really was impressed about is the offense came back down. Tannehill again another run, scores a touchdown, goes up 42-17. Lambeau adds another one. The final score 42-20. I mean, what can you say? The offense responded again. Kept the pedal to the metal.
Yeah,
and had
kept the pressure on.
471 yards of offense.
Yeah, and again, you know, because when you look at the Avalanche's points, I mean, you know, it seems like we did a lot, you know, but the bottom line was we just were effective moving the ball. Arthur Smith called a good game, and we made good plays. And you saw what happens when this team gets on the road. Receivers are making catches.
Right.
You know, Tannehill has time to throw, and he's making good decisions, and he runs the ball.
That's right, Jabbar. Garbage touchdowns are great for fantasy football.
Well, I don't play fantasy football, you know that. But but you're right. That was just good for garbage time. That's
another efficient day for Tannehill. 14 of 18 for 259 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was actually leading rush at halftime.
I know.
But you know, like I said, Derrick Henry 159 yards, AJ Brown 135 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Harold Landry gets sack number 8 for the defense, 3 sacks overall. And so, man, you know, did what we needed to do, come out, took this game, took control of this game in the third quarter in particular, and kept their foot on the throat of the Jaguars.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then so we move on to next week, which a big battle in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and like I said, tonight they took and I thought they took control of the game early, in all honesty, with the drives and everything.
You're right. I agree.
But again, in the third quarter, they took over.
They took over the
Bottom
game.
line, they took over the game. So
great
you know, and kept the pedal to the metal and kept it, and the offense stayed aggressive the whole time, which was good to see. They did not get conservative. They did not stop throwing the ball. They did not stop running bootlegs and everything. They did not experiment.
That's right.
With some crazy plays.
Although I thought they got a little cute with the Derrick Henry pass.
Well, and they did, but you know, you end up getting the pass interference out of it.
You did,
and you know, and I didn't think it was a bad play call. In all honesty, the only play call I really did not like was the jet sweep.
Yeah, to Jonnu. Yeah.
Well, now the one to Jonnu was actually pretty good. Remember they did one. I think it was to Corey Davis.
Oh yeah.
And that
they did too. So
you know, I like, you know, it doesn't make any sense, man.
Yeah. So Jabbar, you're right. Jayon Brown had 15 tackles there. Dury had 11 himself. So these guys are, you know, very productive. Jayon Brown is he's going to be a great player for this team in the NFL in the future. And you know, like I said, it's exciting, man. It's exciting with this youth on this team. If we can bring back, you know, Henry and get Tannehill signed, and hey, man, I'm telling you,
if we can keep this youth movement going and keep these guys going, because what you have happening here, we're building a great core,
right?
You know, and we're building an attitude of winning, working hard, winning, and playing with good fundamentals and everything, playing within yourself, and so you know, it's really establishing something here which we haven't seen in a long time. So it's good to see. But there's a lot going on, man. We got a lot to do. Again, as good as we played this tonight, we got the Colts coming up next week.
Got to exercise that demon, man.
We got to exercise it, man.
How long? It's been, what, 11 games?
Well, we beat them up there a couple of years ago when they first got Jacoby Brissett.
That's true.
And, you know, we beat them twice that year, as a matter of fact. Yeah. So the thing about it is, though, you got to be able to go up there and exercise those demons when it counts.
11 years,
yeah. You got to go up there and exercise those demons when it counts, and this is when it counts.
Yeah, that's when it counts.
So, and you know it's going to be a playoff atmosphere, you know, because let's be honest about it, the Colts know too, if they lose this, they're behind, and they know making the playoffs as a wild card is starting to become a long shot.
You know, speaking of that, the Jets with a huge win over the Raiders, they really helped the Titans a lot. So you got a logjam at 6-5, although the Titans don't have any tiebreakers.
No tiebreakers though.
A logjam at 6-5 with the Titans, the Colts, the Raiders, and the Steelers, which are now in first place in the AFC North, which they got a big battle against Cleveland coming up.
Yeah.
So you got Swing Helmet Gate coming part 2 coming up in Pittsburgh. So.
And they're going to Pittsburgh, so you know it's going to be ugly up there. But yeah, it's a lot going on, man. And again, like we said, though, we control our own destiny, which is what you want to have happen. We got to go up here. We got to win these games. Right now, the running game is being effective. The passing game is being efficient. and the defense is playing good enough. So the bottom line is we have a great opportunity. We got to take care of the football and do what we need to do. And players just come to play. But here's the good thing about it, though.
What's that?
You know, we're at this point of the season, we're still relatively healthy. And
the bye week came at a great time.
Bye week came at a great time. We saw Jarrell Casey get in the game. He played, but once the league got big, he took him out. Cameron Wake was playing, got dinged up a little bit with the ankle, but was able to walk it off. He never went back in the game. Yeah. You know, you get to see a lot of young players play. You know, Amani Hooker, we thought he was going to get an interception.
Oh, man, he had if he was looking at the ball.
He had been looking at the ball.
That's a big six.
But he was looking at the man and like, I got to make this tackle.
Yeah.
You had David Long Jr., who actually, you know, he learned some things tonight as far as speed is concerned. Right? You can't hesitate on these players. You know, Leonard Fournette, you got to go get them. So, you know, it's good to see the young players, the rookies. The one thing you like about John Robinson, you could tell he's drafted well because rookies are actually coming in contributing. And that's what you want to see.
That's what you want to see, man. So, again, the Titans win 42-20, a big division win, a big game. Every week's a playoff week. You got to go to Indy, Jacoby Brissett, which, you know, and I hate to bring this up because you don't want me to talk about the last game, but we got a hard time tackling him like we had against Andrew Luck. So they got to wrap him up. They got to take him. Now, he's a big guy, right? He's a big guy. He's got some mobility. You know, he got a score against the Houston Texans the other night. And it's just going to be a tough game, man.
Got to play disciplined football.
And, you know, and they're trying to stay alive. They're trying to spoil our season.
No, absolutely.
With Houston in the control of the division right now.
Yeah.
So every game's a playoff game like this.
Every game's a playoff game, but we're in control of what we do.
That's exactly
That's
right.
the bottom line. We're in control.
And that's the position you want to be.
That's the position you want to be in. If you got it, unless you're running away with the division, you want to at least be able to control what you have to do.
And with 3 huge division games coming up, I mean, it's
3 more. That's right, because we're through with Jackson.
That's right. It's do or die.
Yeah, it's do or die. You got to come out there and play. You got to come play and win.
Guys,
so we'll see.
Guys, again, thank you for joining us for another episode of Halftime Adjustments. Eddie Arnell, G. Witt.
Tighten up, baby.
Thank you for the comments, the questions.
Keep them coming.
The support, the love. We thank you for joining us. You know, we thank you for always supporting the show, and those that support the show, and those that.
No, I'm saying.
You're right. I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Derek Henry's got 991 yards after this game.
So you know,
he'll get 1,000 yards.
He'll get 1,000 yards and everything. He's gonna be, it could be close to like 1,300 for the season.
Could be close to 1,300.
You know, and which is good. Which is good.
So join us next week, next Sunday at 7 p.m. After the big tilt in Indy. The Titans go on the road to a hostile environment. And it's going to be a playoff atmosphere because there's a lot on the line for both teams.
Yeah.
And let's see if this offense can come out and put up another 30 to 40 points.
Well, let's see if this defense can play lights out, man.
Defense got to play lights out.
We need them to play lights out, man. The defense has got to put the shutdown on them, man.
Got to put the shutdown.
And the offense has got to be efficient. Derrick Henry's got to run the ball
got to wrap up and tackle.
Because Indy tackles well.
Indy tackles well. They also run the football very well.
Yeah. So we got to be ready to play the run, and we got to be ready to catch the ball. And let's see how Ryan Tannehill manages what Indy does defensively. He can take advantage of what they give him.
Right, and you saw it. You saw Deshaun Watson take advantage of some busted coverages, some of the cover 2, some of those street routes in between the corner and the safety, fitting that ball right in between that.
Right.
And so we've got to do the same thing. We can take shots. We got some good receivers as the Texans do, and so we should be able to take advantage of that, like you said. And
that's gonna be the key.
Yeah, and Adoree is gonna have to stay on top of T.Y. Hilton, as he has worked Adoree in the last few times that we played.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This team has demons to exercise.
That's right.
And this game is one where they got to do it.
That's right. So again, guys, thank you for joining us for another episode. Eddie Arnell, G. Witt. We'll be back next Sunday night, 7 p.m. We'll be talking about Week 13.
Yeah.
Playoff game versus the Colts.
Yep. Maybe
we'll see another dub.
That's what we need to see.
That's right.
We can't afford a L.
Thank you again. Check us out next week, 7 p.m. next Sunday.
Don't forget about YouTube.
YouTube, that's right. Check us out on YouTube A/T adjustments. You can watch the video there as well. If you don't have Facebook access, if you got somebody you want to get the show to, tell them about the YouTube channel and go in there and watch it.
Exactly right.
Hey man, subscribe, be a viewer. We appreciate the love.
Yeah, exactly right.
We out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.